but you really captured everyone. I mean, it's such a long time ago now, it feels like, but you really captured everyone with you and Paris working out, and the kids running around you like a whole herd of children at times. I mean, I know that's changed now, but it kind of kept you sane, didn't it?
It did. It did keep me sane. I was training 5 times a day during the lockdown for like 12 weeks. Training. I just couldn't get enough of it. So it was helping me, giving me something to get up for in the morning. And it was my first session of the day. So it was really good stuff.
Because it was only 3 weeks after you beat Wilder that we were suddenly in this. Because we've looked back time and time again, everyone I've been involved with saying, it just feels like a different world back in January. We had Conor McGregor in the fight in January in Las Vegas, and then we had your fight, and it was huge, both two massive events. And your night stayed with us because it was so monumental, and then the world suddenly changed. Do you have that recollection of it?
Yeah, it was all fun and games until we got back home, and then the world fell off the edge of the world. We all fell off the edge of the world, and we haven't recovered. We're still in the same position 8 months later.
Did you have a chance to kind of settle in and enjoy your success in Vegas on February the 23rd or not?
To be honest with you, it's all in the past, like I always say, Gareth. It's short-lived. When I get home, it's back to reality, back to the chores, back to the jobs, and back to normality. And that's it.
And normality was you and Paris and the kids.
Yeah.
And you seem to really be enjoying it. I mean, the nice thing about you, and I've got to say this, is that you let your kids have fun with you as well. And you even, I mean, there were even a couple of really funny incidents where they lost their rag with dad even. And you're very gentle with them. You know, it's, you know, you're in a big, rough, tough world, and yet you're so gentle with your kids at home.
Maybe it's my downfall. I'm too gentle with a lot of things, a lot of people as well. And, you know, in our days, people take kindness for a weakness, don't they?
But it's not. But it's not. But it's not a weakness, Tyson. Kindness isn't a weakness. You know, it's a great virtue, you know.
100% is. Kind people can get taken advantage of, as we all know.
Yeah, but you've grown as a person since you've been more open and vulnerable, as they call it now. You're not vulnerable in the true sense of the word. You know, you've got people around you who love you, but, you know, we all have vulnerable things about us. You know, you've kind of grown as a person. You've grown on everyone. But you must be looking forward to getting back to, you're in camp at the moment. You must be looking forward to getting back to what you do best, certainly athletically, which is having a fight again.
Yeah, I've been training non-stop for forever, for the last since I made a return, really. I've not really had any days off. Now and again, odd day off all the way through the lockdown and whatever else has been going on. So it's what I live to do. I don't do anything else. So yeah, I'll be happy to get back in the ring and have another fight in December. I
mean, it's not Wilder. Did you think you were going to fight him for a long period, and you thought it might come to fruition?
Yeah, I was. The original date was July the 18th. Then that didn't happen because he had an injury. It got put back 3 months, October 18th. That didn't happen because they were trying to get a venue that suited everybody. And then they had 3 dates in December 5th, 12th and 19th, which I agreed to all of them. And that obviously didn't happen. So, you know, I'm not going to wait around forever. I need to move on. I've got my own life. I can't live my life around somebody else's, you know.
Do you not feel, obviously the explanation is the contract term has expired. You guys were going to have to agree to something without a crowd in Las Vegas anyway. Presumably you would have fought him if they'd agreed those terms.
Yeah, I agreed to every date they set. Every date that was mentioned, I agreed to, but it's not worth me looking at it now. It's over. Deontay Wilder as I just tried to bring my character down with the bullshit he said. So if I was like the rest of the world, I'd probably sue him for defamation of character for about 100 million. But considering I'm not really interested in doing that type of thing. Yeah. So he'll never get a shot at me now. Finished. He'll never. For what he said, listen, losing's one thing. Everybody can lose to a better man on the night, but to come out with the amount of BS that he's come out with over the last 8 months, and he's conveniently waited until the contract's expired before he's even opened his mouth for the last 8 months. So yeah, he's ridiculous, and I don't even want to give him any airtime. So that's it for the bomber.
But the last couple of days were very odd about the things in your gloves. I mean, I had the privilege of coming into your dressing room, and as I know, and I can say it here on this recording with you, there's an official sitting there the entire time. His trainer Jay Diaz comes in to see your gloves wrapped, and then they're taped up. I mean, it's almost like he'd taken the Halloween pill last Friday night, wasn't it?
Do you know, I think he's lost his marbles. He first of all, it was the suit. Then it was a bicep injury. Then his trainer was on our team. Then the referee was against him. Then I've had weights in my gloves. Now someone spiked his water. Do you know, it's one of them things, isn't it? None of my interest.
As you say, but saying that you would put something in your gloves to fight him is, it's one, as we know, it's one of the lowest things in boxing is to do that to someone. But to accuse you of doing it seems so wrong. Even
it is defamation of character, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So it is what it is. I'm quite concerned for his mental well-being, to be fair, rather than his boxing career. That's gone. So I'm concerned.
In the last couple of days, even Derek Chisora's mentioned in public, and AJ of all contacts him, say, calm the hell down,
Yeah. Sorry, listen. Some people can't take loss. Imagine being undefeated for 12 years as a professional and make 10 defences, and you were told that you could beat this guy, and he's come back after 3 years out the ring and ballooning up in weight and give you a boxing lesson, and then absolutely annihilated you in a rematch. So, would I be the same? No. I'd say, right, I lost to a better man, fair play. But, they're not like me, are they? Look, AJ got beat by Ruiz. He didn't make a million excuses. He just said, fantastic, well done. So I suppose it's different sportsmen for different places and that. So it's up to him what he wants to do.
Well, you know what it's like. You've been undefeated in 12 years as a pro. And even your draw, we all know, was a win, really. The camp you're in at the moment, have you got all your team with you? Have you been able to get them all around you? Is Sugar over or not?
Yeah, I've got Sugar here, and I've got George Lockhart here with me. And that's it, full team, yeah. Everybody's here who should be.
Is that cooking going on in the background?
Yeah, there's George there cooking the next meal.
He's John Fury's accent with an American. He's John Fury voice with an American accent, as I said to you last time, isn't he? He's talking like that.
Yeah, for sure. Can you hear me okay?
I can indeed. What are you having for dinner?
What are we having for dinner, George? Sweet rice with we're having rice and lamb. It looks good.
Oh, nice. Imagine if it was your dad cooking up your dinner right now.
Yeah, I'd be having, I don't know what I'd be having. Something exotic.
Is John in camp with you as well?
He has been in camp for the last few days, but he's had to nip home to do some jobs. I think he's back tomorrow. No,
because I know he always likes to get in shape around you while you're doing it as well. Are you having the hill runs and everything together?
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. It's a full family effort.
With regard to this fight, obviously, when I'm talking to you now, you've disappeared. When I'm talking to you now, there's a contract out to Agit Kabayel potentially to fight you, but we're waiting for that to come back, presumably. Yeah. You have to take this fight very, very seriously because your world title's on the line, isn't it? The WBC world title's on the line. It's behind closed doors, so you don't get that energy, Tyson, from the crowd. So it's going to be a different kind of experience, isn't it?
Yeah, and an experience I'm looking forward to. It's everything for Cabiel. It's his big night. It's his golden opportunity to change his life. And, you know, good luck to the lad.
But for you, do you have to? I mean, obviously, you had the fights in between Wilder, which, you know, brought their own stresses and strains. But is it difficult thinking, you've been up all night, I'm going to have a go at you? You've yawned 9 times since I've seen you.
Do you know what? I did a hell of a session this morning with Christian. He nearly killed me in the gym, so I'm pretty tired.
Christian Blacklock. Yeah.
Give me.
Is it a strength and conditioning today, was it?
Yeah.
With Christian. Yeah. So in many ways, what you're explaining is this is no different as a camp. This is a world title challenge. That's how you're seeing it, regardless of who steps in against you. And you've got to keep your belt.
100%. Yeah. All on the line, all to fight for.
Is there anything different about this camp? I mean, I mean, you're not in the gypsy caravans on the Lancashire or the Lancashire farm, are you? You look like looks like a fairly modern place you're at.
No gypsy caravans today. This camp. I'm at home in Morecambe. Doing my camp, got my gym, got everyone over, got good sparring partners across. Everything's going really well. Can't complain.
So you know, you look like you're bursting to fight, basically. But it's the weird thing. It's like the setup before another big fight, because presumably after this, you will be thinking about facing Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, hopefully.
Why do you say hopefully, Tyson?
Because I've always said hopefully for every fight. You know, nothing's ever happening until you're in the ring in boxing. So, hopefully the fight gets made and we get to fight each other. But you never can tell what's around the corner. You know, we never knew that this pandemic was around the corner in January, February, did we? So everything's hopeful. You just got to be hopeful that you're alive tomorrow. Never mind thinking too much into the future. I only live my life one day at a time.
But presumably, unifying the belts is important to you. You know, No?
Yeah. I've already done it, haven't I? I've already had all the belts. I'm the first heavyweight in history to have every single belt. Me, the first of my kind.
The one and only.
So all the undisputed rubbish doesn't mean anything to me. You know, I just want to fight. Whoever's out there, let's just fight, get it over with. Come on, it's only a boxing match. It's not the end of the world. It's a boxing fight. Let's do what we do best, get paid and entertain the public. Entertain fans and people alike. And that's it, put it on the line, and whoever wins, wins. Best man wins. The most important thing is both fighters go home to the family safe, and we all stay out of trouble and out of jail, hopefully.
But like you say, it's not, you know, life itself is the most important thing, and how we act and how we are and all those things and how we treat other people. But presumably for you, defeating Anthony Joshua leaves no question marks about the era.
I don't know. Do you know, I see it only as a boxing match, to be honest with you, Gareth. You know, you can dress it all up as much as you want. Biggest fight of the century, biggest fight in history, biggest British boxing fight to ever happen. It is what it is. It's a boxing match between two men who's going to go in there and punch the living daylights out of each other for the entertainment of the crowd. Who goes down in history, what goes down in history, like I've always said. I said it before he even beat Klitschko. I said it before he even beat Chisora. Don't really care about legacies. Don't care about history. Because worrying about legacies and history means that I'm no longer with us, or I'm no longer active. So I'll just enjoy my activity and staying healthy and out of trouble, and that's all I care about, you know. Being the undisputed world champion, well, when I beat Klitschko, I was that. I beat Wilder. I beat them all. So does it make me feel any better? Not really, to be fair. Do I feel like a superhuman? No. Am I still just a husband, a father, a brother, and a son? Yes. Am I still just a normal person who gets up every day and does the same thing as everybody else? Yes. Should I be talking like this as an influencer and as somebody of my power? No, I shouldn't be. But the truth of the matter is, it's the truth. We're only human after all. We all do the same stuff day in, day out. And today I've not even had a shave. So there we are.
No, but I think, I mean, if I can just say this, I mean, it's one of the reasons we've always got on is we're authentic with each other. And I think that's why people have come to love you, because you're authentic. And you for a start, you face those challenges which everybody admires, which is stepping into the ring in a fight, you know, athletically, emotionally, mentally. But I think that's why people have grown to love you, because you're authentic, because you're yourself, you know. And long may that last. You shouldn't change, you know.
You know, a lot of people, Gareth, they want a lot of things. They want knowledge. They want power over others. They want everything. But you know all I want is a bit of happiness and contentment. I'm not interested in all the championships and all the money in the world. I don't want to conquer the world. I'm not interested. All I want is to be happy. That's it. I'm happy now. You know, very happy person. I'm in camp. I'm healthy. I'm out of trouble. I'm well. That's happiness for me. My kids are happy. My wife's happy. You know, I'm a very, very content person, contented. So all the money and all the belts and everything else that goes with it couldn't make me any happier than I already am, because every day we wake up is a good day. Every day to breathe God's fresh air is a good day. You know, and life is precious to an insect, to a bird, to a dog, to anything. Never mind a human being who can talk to others and do nice things and eat nice food and see nice places. You know, there's got to be more to life than wanting all the time. I suppose we all want, even me now, I just want to be happy. I want to stay happy, and I want to stay out of trouble, and I want to just live my life as a normal person of society, and that's it.
Do you think to do that, you must never go up to 27 stone again, and you've always got to make sure that you get out there and have your runs and be physical and go and play sports and be in the gym? Is that really important that you don't? Will you ever be 27 stone again?
No, but you can never say never to anything, because you never know what the future holds. But I love training. I love working out. I love going to the gym. I love doing all that sort of stuff. So it's part of my life, a massive part of my life. And without it, I'd be suicidal, and I'd be back mentally unwell again within a short period of time. I'd balloon up in weight, and I don't want to do that. I know to be a good person, I've got to stay on the straight and narrow. I have to stay healthy, and I have to stay fit. And that's the best job in the world, isn't it? Staying fit. I'm most happiest when I'm in the gym, when I'm training, or just after a session, having a shower. You know, it feels fantastic. And for anyone who's listening out there who is suffering a bit with mental problems at the moment, then, you know, training is an excellent way of having a release, for sure.
It's better than taking other chemicals, isn't it? It's better than boozing. It's better than all those things. You know? Yeah,
you know, for me, the exercising has become a massive part of my daily routine, a massive part of my life all year round. It's like I don't take days off. I don't enjoy them if I do. I take some days off, but I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy the rest. I love to train, and I always have done, and I never knew what it used to be to make me tick. I thought it was boxing, but it's not. It's training. Staying fit, staying healthy, looking in shape. I love that feeling of being healthy and fit. And you never know until it's gone. Same with everything.
There we go. There's the Furious method right there being talked about live and direct. You're also a student of the game. You will have seen Derek Chisora, who you beat handily the first time and who you dominated the second time with that southpaw stance and that left uppercut over and over and over again. Oh my God, I think I went to sleep dreaming of your left uppercuts that night. It was a very foggy night and it went on late. Do you remember at the Excel? There was a pea soup fog that night. and you literally couldn't see 10 foot ahead of you. Do you remember that?
I remember it. Yeah, I remember it vividly. Derek had had 5 good wins on a spin against good opposition, and I could just coming off an 18-month layoff, as usual.
2014 it was.
Yeah, it was November, end of November 14.
Yeah.
I did watch the fight with Chisora and Usyk. I watched it. I thought it was an entertaining fight. Thought it was close. Me personally, I scored at a draw. I thought Derek did enough to get a draw, to be fair. And I even heard that Usyk's manager and his buddy was there, and they scored at a draw too. Some people had Chisora winning, some people had him losing by a couple, but either or, he didn't do himself any injustice. He put up a good fight, even at his age though, 37 years old. After all the hard fights he's had, to put up a good fight and get a draw or even win it or run him close to some guy who's supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread, I thought it was a good performance and, deserves all the respect and credit that he gets.
What about the sliced bread then, the Ukrainian sliced bread? What did you make of Usyk's first proper fight at heavyweight?
Styles make fights and Derek Chisora will give anybody a hard night's work. He showed it time and time again. He's give everybody good fights. Usyk's no different, and he doesn't go down. No one can humiliate Derek Chisora because he's a good fighter. He's got the experience and he's fit and determined. But styles do make fights, and obviously the style for Usyk wasn't what he was looking for on the night. But I'm sure he'll learn from that and take it back to the gym and regroup because. Did we see the best Oleksandr Usyk? I'm not sure. Did we see the best Oleksandr Usyk at heavyweight? I don't know. But on that performance, I can say that none of the top 15 heavyweights out there are sweating Oleksandr Usyk at the moment. Unfortunately, none of us are quaking. None of us are like, is that it? Everyone's like, okay, is that what all the hype was about? It is what it is. This is a heavyweight game. And heavyweights ain't like they were years ago. And Chisora is probably the smallest heavyweight out there. Being brutally honest, I think when he fights a big heavyweight who can punch a bit, I think it'd be like a lamb to slaughter.
My takeaway for what it's worth to you is that I thought you could feel Usyk going through the first 4 rounds. You could feel him thinking, wow, I really am in here with a much heavier man. Those 3 rounds, you could see it on his face. You could see it in his body posture. But I know he's a slow starter and he likes to think his way into a fight. It's that Eastern European style that he and Lomachenko both do. He had Derek hurt in the 7th, I thought, and, probably should have tried to get him out of there. But I think a lot had been taken out of his body by then. He's a great mover. I think he could survive against big heavyweights.
Maybe.
But I don't think he's got the single explosive power that he needs to put the big heavyweights on the back foot. That's my view, Yeah,
listen, it's a valid point. My opinion of it is, it's the heavyweight division and not the cruiserweight division for a reason. But I understand, look, all cruiserweights who do well want to step up to heavyweight to get that big money. They all want a piece of the pie. But there's divisions for reasons. And me personally, I think if he steps up, after his last performance, I obviously thought he was better than he was. Because I highly rated Oleksandr Usyk as a master technician, as the cruiserweight. But at heavyweight, there was nothing that impressed me, to be fair. It was a mediocre average performance. That's not harsh.
Yeah, an average mediocre performance. I mean, you're looking from the very top of sport. I was interrupting because I was thinking about. Obviously, it's never happened now, and it doesn't matter so much now. But do you think David Haye had second thoughts about facing you way back when, and didn't step in because he thought I'm too small for this guy?
There's heavyweights and then there's monster heavyweights, and I fit into that monster heavyweight category. To be 275 pounds and 6'9" tall, you're a monster, aren't you? You're not a normal sized man. So for all those smaller guys like 6'2", 6'3", 15 stones, it's always going to be difficult. And if you haven't got that one explosive punch like David A did have, then I think you're in for a long night against any big heavyweight, as he saw against Chisora, who, no disrespect to Chisora, but yeah, I think he's past his best by quite a shot, quite a while. It's not the Chisora that I fought in 2014,
no.
but the same Chisora I even fought in 11. Chisora, listen, it's no secret, age catches up with everybody, and that's it. Me and Chisora now are we're the last of the last era. We're the last people standing. Everyone else has retired who we knew were boxing back in the day.
How will you know when you've had enough?
You know, for me, I don't have lots of fights that are wars, and I don't take tons of punches, and, you know, it is what it is. When I've had enough, I'll just walk away from it and won't box anymore. I've had enough, that'll be it. I'll know when I've had enough. When I can't perform and do the things I used to do in my former glory.
I've got only a couple more questions for you, really. I wanted to know, this was a deep question, really. What have you learnt most about yourself during the last 8 months, during lockdown and time with the family? What have you learnt about yourself? Nothing
I didn't already know, to be fair. You know, I always knew I was a home bird. I like to be home, and I like to be settled in a routine. You know, routine is everything to me. Regimented routine. I love the structure in life. I love getting up and knowing what I'm doing. And the lockdown, the last 8 months, has really showed me that that's the way to go.
And on, actually, I want to ask you about the lightweight knockout. Gervonta Davis the other day, the lightweight division. Gervonta Davis, Teofimo Lopez, Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. What a division, Tyson. I know you're a student of the game, as I said. Yeah. It's a cracking division at the moment, isn't it?
There's a lot of guys there as well who could potentially move up a few pounds or come down a few pounds, because in them weights, there's only £4 that separate all the divisions. So, yeah, there's a lot of excellent fights to be made, and it's a division that has not had a lot of light in it for a long time. But now it's a division that's thriving, and I'm excited to see my guy, Teofimo Lopez, fulfill my prophecy.
Oh, is he your guy? Is he in the division? He's the number one for you, yeah?
Yeah, listen, Lomachenko was the guy, and he beat the guy, so he's got to be the guy, for sure.
Gervonta?
They're all good. They're all good, but if you beat the number one, or you beat the number 10, you can only go who you beat. So the best in the division was always Lomachenko, and he's just been beaten by my guy. So he's got to be number one at the moment. But Gervonta, I'd love to see that fight, him and Gervonta Davis. That'd be a good fight. Lopez and Davis, great fight. Garcia, even Luke Campbell in that mix. He's got the experience and the size and the pedigree. There's lots of good guys at that weight. Devin Haney. There's a few bit below him is Emmanuel Neveretti.
Yeah.
Stevenson. There's so many talented fighters around that sort of weight within a few pounds of each other.
So December the 5th, what do you do to your opponent? I know we'll probably speak before then anyway, but what do you do to your opponent? Bell rings, December the 5th. The Gypsy King's in the ring. What happens?
Well, whoever that opponent is, because we haven't got no confirmation yet, I just do my thing. I go out there, perform to the best of my ability, and that's it. Win the fight and go home.
You're not going to sing a song for us? I suppose you need a crowd. You need Paris there to sing a song, yeah?
It's going to be difficult for me with the crowds and nothing like that, because I'm a type of fighter that thrives on the electricity of the crowd and the atmosphere and all that sort of stuff. So that'll be a challenging moment, but, you know, it is what it is. We're all got to work for our wages, and it's just me going back to work, doing what I do best, like you say, box.
But are you going to get someone to kind of rattle your cage in your dressing room, or just get you up for it? Because we know you've got silky skills.
Anyway, I never get rattled or really get up. I'm just a relaxed boxer, really. So, Yeah. Listen, when we get in the ring, like in sparring in the gym, there's nobody there, and I still spar, so it's going to be like that, I suppose, having no one in the arena. I've been in the arena when it's an empty arena. I watched not Nathan Gorman. Who did I watch recently? I watched Daniel Dubois.
You did,
fight,
yeah.
Up at the BT studios. It is what it is. We're adapt. As humans, we're known to be adapters. So we've got to adapt to the situations.
Oh, on that, by the way, sorry, I should have asked you, but how do you see that fight between Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce?
I see it as a real pick-em fight. It's whoever you fancy to win it as an individual person. I think it's a great matchup. One of the best matchups you're going to get to see for a British heavyweight title. They're both ranked in the top 15 in the WBC, so they're two viable opponents for me in the future sometime. And also, I got to say, he's made the best man win. The fans are the real winners here because they get to see two undefeated heavyweights throw down at such an early level. So, yeah, fantastic fight to be made. Well done, guys, whoever made it. Frank Warren.
Well, Tyson, I want to thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate your time today. You look great. You sound great. You haven't changed. Lockdown didn't change you. It just made you better. Hungrier, bigger, nastier in the ring.
Just a quick one. Thank you very much for your time, as always, Gareth. Always like to keep you informed. And yeah, whoever's listening, watching, however you're getting this to your ears, check out my book, The Furious Methods, available the 12th of November.